A very good evening. Nice to have you join us on the news at 5, reaching you from Channels Television's global headquarters. I'm Dominic Iwiwa. These are the stories and reports we're tracking at the moment.
I, Professor Charles Chukuma Soludo, CFR, do solemnly swear
that I will be faithful.
The newly renovated Dr. Alex Ekweme Square buzzed with energy as dignitaries from across Nigeria and beyond gathered to witness the swearing-in of Governor Chukuma Soludo and his deputy, Onyeka Chukwuibezim, marking the start of their second term. The event drew a high-profile audience, including Vice President Kashim Shettima, former President Olusegun Obasanjo and Goodluck Jonathan, lawmakers, past and present, top government officials, security chiefs, business leaders, religious figures, traditional rulers, and key Anambra stakeholders. Governor Soludo and his deputy were formally administered the oath of office, officially inaugurating their second term and signaling continuity in governance for the state.
And the prosperity of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Today, we stand in awesome gratitude to the Almighty God and to you, the special people of Anambra. As a technocrat in politics, our administration set out to test a simple but profound hypothesis. And that hypothesis was a question: can the politics of transformation and development, rather than politics of transactions, translate into political capital and popular support? Barely 3 years in office, and after delivering more than 90% of the promises we made for our first term, it was you, the Anambra, who proudly proclaimed that Anambra is back and rapidly rising. Anambra is back to winning ways. Some 62 criminal camps have been dismantled and 8 local governments previously under total siege liberated. Anambra had its best Christmas season in decades last December, with a mass return and over 10,000 visitors per day to the Solution Fund City every day, Oka, until 10th of January. The debilitating Monday sit at home is over, and our schools, markets, businesses, and public servants are back to work. The Anambra said that ours is now the safest, or at least one of the safest states in Nigeria.
Police authorities in Maiduguri, the Borno state capital, have confirmed that a total of 23 persons have been killed, while 108 others sustained injuries after 3 bomb blasts were detonated on Monday night. Spokesman of the command, ASP Nahum Kenneth Daso, who disclosed this in a press statement today, revealed that normalcy has returned to the state's capital. The statement reads in part: preliminary investigation reveals that the incidents were carried out by suspected suicide bombers. Regrettably, a total of 23 persons lost their lives, while 108 others sustained varying degrees of injuries, he said. The statement reveals further that following the incidents, a combined team of police tactical units, the military and other joint security operatives were swiftly deployed to the affected areas, while the scenes were immediately secured, cordoned off and subjected to thorough sweep operations by Police Explosive Ordnance Disposal EOD Units Base 13, Maiduguri, to rule out the presence of any additional threats. ASP Kenneth Daso adds that the State Commissioner of Police, Naziru Abdul Majid, visited the affected locations to conduct an on-the-spot assessment of the situation and has commiserated with victims and their families.
This unfortunate incident is a condemnable one, and is what we have not recorded in a period of time. It was a hard stroke to the state entirely, and we commiserate with those that have lost their life and the families of those that are injured. Well, from the details we have on ground is that yesterday at about 7:20 p.m. Where 3 explosives went off at Monday Market area, post office area, and in front of UMTH. Due to the incidents that happened, it led to the loss of lives among citizens, and also the injury of people, with a total number of about 23 deaths and 108 were injured.
Meanwhile, the president has expressed deep condolences following recent terrorist attacks in Maiduguri, mourning the dead, sympathizing with the injured, and standing in solidarity with residents. President Bola Tinubu described the attacks as desperate acts by criminals and terrorists attempting to spread fear amid pressure from Nigeria's armed forces and security agencies operating across multiple regions. The president commended the courage of military and civilian task forces for successfully repelling coordinated assaults on military positions, emphasizing that security forces will continue to curtail terrorist activities. President Tinubu announced additional operational support and equipment for security agencies, directing security chiefs to deploy to Maiduguri and emergency agencies to ensure proper care for the injured. Reaffirming Nigeria's resolve, the president declared that terrorists will find no safe haven in the country and that citizens will not succumb to fear. Also, the governor of Borno State, Babagana Zulum, has condemned the explosions that rocked some parts of Maiduguri metropolis. Governor Zulum, who is currently performing the Lesser Hajj in Saudi Arabia, expressed deep sorrow in condolence with the victims, extending his prayers also to those affected, calling the act barbaric and inhumane. The governor, in a statement by his special advisor on media, called for increased vigilance and what he called heightened security measures, particularly in places of worship as the festive period beckons. The governor linked the recent surge in attacks to intensified military operations against insurgents in Sambisa Forest and other hideouts, reassuring citizens that security agencies are actively managing the situation across the state. Governor Zulum appealed to residents to remain calm, continue daily activities, and promptly report any suspicious behavior to authorities to help maintain safety in Maiduguri and surrounding areas. Staying with security, the Joint Task Force Operation Hadinkai has warned of a heightened risk of suicide bomb attacks by Boko Haram and ISWAP in the final days of Ramadan across Nigeria's northeast. A statement issued by the Media Information Officer Headquarters Joint Task Force Northeast, Operation Hadinkai, Lieutenant Colonel Sani Uba, says the alert follows recent explosions in Maiduguri, including areas around Monday Market, the Post Office, and the University of Maiduguri Teaching Hospital, which resulted in casualties and heightened security concerns. Military authorities say intelligence indicates terrorists may target crowded locations such as mosques, markets, motor parks, and hospitals, especially during peak religious periods like the 27th and 29th nights of Ramadan. Residents have been urged to remain vigilant, report suspicious movements or unattended items, avoid overcrowded areas, and cooperate with security checks, particularly during night prayers and public gatherings. The statement adds that security forces have intensified patrols and surveillance across the region, assuring citizens of continued efforts to prevent attacks and ensure peaceful Ramadan and Eid celebrations, while calling for public cooperation. Staying with security issues now, operatives of the Department of State Services, DSS, on March 16 arrested one Kelvin Ebinkane Dugo, a notorious gun runner at Ivara Esu Estate in Udukpani local government area of Cross River State. Security sources disclosed that the arrest stemmed from credible intelligence exposing Dugo's plan to procure 832 rounds of live ammunition from Azenda Barnabas alias Jagaban, a gun runner based in Aliade, Benue State. The operatives intercepted Dugo moments after he received the consignment, which was concealed in food items. Recovered items include 832 rounds of ammunition and 2 empty AK-47 magazines. The DSS has intensified its pursuit of such criminals, launching sustained operations across nearly all states of the Federation. This successful operation is one of many ongoing nationwide efforts, highlighting the DSS's firm commitment to dismantling gun-running syndicates and curbing illegal arms proliferation. Nigeria is stepping onto the global stage in a way not seen in decades as President Bola Tinubu heads to Windsor for a landmark state visit to the United Kingdom, the first of its kind in nearly 40 years. While the ceremony will unfold at Windsor Castle, the real focus is on what this visit could unlock for Africa's largest economy, with expectations of stronger trade ties, increased investment flows, and deeper engagement through the Commonwealth. The Commonwealth Secretary General Shirley Ayoko Bochwe, says the moment comes at a critical time to unlock new opportunities across the network. Our London Bureau Chief, Juliana Olayenka, reports.
Well, the excitement here in London is palpable, and standing at Marlborough House, the headquarters of the Commonwealth, the significance of this moment comes sharply into focus. We're on the eve of a historic state visit as President Bola Tinubu departs Abuja for Windsor, where he'll be hosted by His Majesty King Charles III, Nigeria's first presidential state visit to the United Kingdom in nearly 40 years. Now, while the pageantry at Windsor Castle will capture global attention, the real story is actually economic, with Nigeria using this moment to position itself for greater trade, deeper investment, and a stronger role in global markets. Here at Marlborough House, that wider context becomes clear because both Nigeria and the United Kingdom are key members of the Commonwealth, which is a network of 56 nations representing around 2.7 billion people. The King hosts this visit not only as Britain's monarch, but as head of the Commonwealth, reinforcing a shared framework that makes trade easier, faster, and more competitive between member states. In an exclusive interview with the Commonwealth Secretary-General, Shirley Ayoko Bochwe, she told me that this visit comes at a critical time to unlock investment, deepen cooperation, and fully leverage the economic potential of this global network.
I'm a very happy Secretary-General that this visit is happening on the heels of Commonwealth Day. We celebrated Commonwealth Day a week ago. And so to have this visit is one that gives me a lot of happiness, because Nigeria is an invaluable member of the Commonwealth, one of the 10 top contributors to our technical fund. And we're very engaged with Nigeria. And so a bilateral visit like this showcases the country. It also gives the country opportunities, not just for bilateral talks, but also like a business forum, for instance, where investments can be explored. And so for me, this is a great opportunity for Nigeria, especially since it hasn't happened in, I'm told, over 37 years thereabout. So this is the right time for it to happen. Nigeria is ascending in terms of development, in terms of its economy under President Tinubu's government. So this is the right time, and I'm happy that it's happening.
Now to legal matters, the Ogun Magistrates Court 1 has adjourned the trial of Adeni Imobalaji, the driver involved in a road crash linked to boxing champion Anthony Joshua. The case, presided over by Magistrates Olufunlayo Shomefun, was postponed to April 16 to allow the prosecution to incorporate new information into the case file. This marks the third adjournment since proceedings began, following a request by the Director of Public Prosecutions, Representative R.D. Kadiri, citing additional evidence. Mobalaji, 46, faces 4 charges, including dangerous driving causing death, reckless and negligent driving, driving without due care, and operating a vehicle without a valid driver's license. The court granted the adjournment request and scheduled the matter for further hearing as legal proceedings continue in the Shagamu court. The Nigerian Bar Association has raised concerns over a reported courtroom incident at the Federal High Court involving Justice Muhammad Umar and defense lawyer Mashar Abubakar, who represents Omoyele Sowore. According to reports, the presiding judge allegedly ordered the lawyer to step out of the bar and kneel while addressing the court over a disagreement on a hearing date. also threatening contempt proceedings. The NBA described the incident as serious, stressing that it raises concerns about the dignity of the legal profession and the sanctity of judicial proceedings within Nigeria's justice system. The association emphasized that while judges have authority to maintain order, such powers must be exercised within established legal proceedings. It noted that directing anyone to kneel is not a recognized judicial sanction under Nigerian law. The NBA called for calm and urged the grievances be handled through proper institutional channels, reaffirming the need to uphold professional standards, judicial ethics, and mutual respect between the bar and the bench. We head over to Plateau State, where the state is taking the lead in the fight against malaria as it hosts a regional training aimed at improving the accuracy of diagnostics and reducing deaths, especially among pregnant women and children. The program, which is supported by the USAID-funded REACH project, is bringing together laboratory scientists from across 3 states to strengthen capacity in malaria microscopy. Our correspondent, Percy Dabang, reports.
The training, holding at the Plateau State Specialist Hospital, brings together selected laboratory scientists from Plateau, Kebbi, and Benue State for advanced capacity building in the microscopic diagnosis of malaria, an essential step in ensuring accurate treatment.
Strengthen the quality of diagnosis.
The Chief Medical Director of the hospital, Dr. Chris Yilguan, says malaria remains a major health challenge with devastating impact on vulnerable groups.
Malaria is still a very big issue, especially for pregnant women and on the 5 children. And as a pediatrician, I know the number of women we've lost in pregnancy and also the number of children I have also lost, especially infants, to malaria. So having this program here and this training to help, strengthen the quality of diagnosis and also to serve as our own quality assurance process, I think is
tagged reaching every at-risk community and household. The 5-year USAID-funded initiative is designed to provide implementation support and technical assistance to accelerate malaria control, focusing on strengthening facility and community-based services.
One of the mandates we have is for us to strengthen quality of malaria diagnosis. The Honorable Commissioner said you bear me witness that no tests, no adequate malaria treatment. The purpose of being here is for us to train, improve the capacity of the lab scientists who have actually undergone a previous training BBMT to join their level of quality assurance team.
Experts believe that improving diagnostic accuracy is key to reducing malaria-related deaths and achieving national control targets.
The training is aimed at improving the capacity, of laboratory scientists for the microscopic diagnosis of malaria.
Their capacity is enhanced. They will in turn go back to other hospitals from the teaching hospital in Jute, Bingham, primary healthcare centers, general hospitals, to also ensure that they have a peer review and to train those people that have not been able to or are not privileged to attend this particular training.
The organizers say the choice of Plateau State reflects the quality of its laboratory infrastructure and its growing role in strengthening Nigeria's response to malaria. Percy Dabang, Channels Television News.
Now, a special interfaith prayer session has been held for President Bola Tinubu in Surulere, organized by Khadijat Karim Ladega, personal assistant to the president on constituency affairs. The event, which attracted numerous dignitaries within Lagos political sphere, also gathered members of both faiths to intercede on behalf of the president for good health and successful tenure. According to the organizer, the convergence of the Lenten period and Ramadan fasting provided an ideal platform for the prayer session, where she also gifted a car and 1 million naira to some beneficiaries.
I want to appreciate We are here today because of Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. We are in the Lent period and we are in the Ramadan period. So today we gathered here because of him, to pray for more wisdom, more knowledge, and good health. He should not die young. and he should succeed in his doing, because I believe it's bringing back renewed hope to Nigerians, and it's a matter of time, and we are going to get there. Today gathering, may Almighty Allah accept our dua and grant all our efforts. Christians are here, Muslims are here. We all believe in one God, and we are all worshiping Him, because he mandated us to worship Him. We should ask, and it shall be given.
And we pray to God Almighty Allah to strengthen our father, to give him more energy, to give him more wisdom, and to give him the enablement to be able to take this country to the next level. And also to pray to our people. You know, there is no way we will not have a fifth columnist or non-conformist. But we want to pray to God to give them soft mind so that we can all come together peacefully to ensure that our father, our leader, the Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, assume this seat come 2027 so that Nigeria can be great again. So we're here and happy to join her.
And in the world of business, the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) says it plans to raise Nigeria's market capitalization to GDP ratio from its current 33% to 92%. The Director General of the SEC, Emomotimi Agama, who made this known during a stakeholder engagement session in Abuja, says the move signals a shift toward long-term structural economic transformation. He explained that the target, which is modeled after the level achieved by India, is part of the SEC's ambitious new 10-year capital market master plan for 2026 to 2035, currently in development. Nigeria's capital market has already seen significant expansion, with the ratio rising from 13% in April 2024 to 33% early this year, 2026. In about 2 years, the total market capitalization has grown by 125%, from around 55 trillion naira to over 124 trillion naira. The newly constituted Gas Asset Management Company Limited GAMCO needs to be ruthless in efficiently tackling three-pronged challenges of liquidity, infrastructure and gas supply, which are major issues confronting Nigeria's electricity market. This is the perspective of the Director of West Power and Gas Limited, Mr. George Etomi, who was a guest on our Business Morning program. Mr. Etomi also cited the need for a change in current management of the Transition Company of Nigeria, TCN, for reflective transformation in the industry.
Some of the costs they use to put into some of these assets. We remember very clearly all those massive investments done in huge generating sets all across the country that today are not working. And are not working because they don't make commercial sense. Because once electricity is produced, it's the gas and everything that comprises the cost is then passed through to consumers. And if you don't regulate that cost, then your price of electricity will run out of reach. So this is one of the things we must do. And that's why GAMCO must be ruthlessly efficient. They must ensure that they shake up the existing TCN management, get in more capable hands, get in professionals, rejig how the system works, and then just find a way of compensating and rewarding excellence. This is really what we need.
And that's it on the news at 5. I'm Dominic Iwu. Enjoy the rest of your evening. For updates, you could get updates on our website. Up next is The World Today.